Welcome to the Energy Commission's electrical wiring program. We are here to take you through how to fill the basic test form. The basic test form only has the Energy Commission's logo with an SPN, which is for official use only. The basic test form is available on the Energy Commission's website for download for free. Now, on the basic test form, you are required to indicate the details of the client as you did on the form A. Now, the customer's address as you did on the form A, and the customer's contact number, which is the mobile phone number. It is important to use the client's most active phone number because ECG uses such numbers for notification purposes. Details of the installation. Description of installations, it can be domestic, it can be commercial, or it can be industrial. So you take accordingly. The location of the installation, where the installation is located, maybe East Legon, American House, whatever, you state it. And then you have to indicate the ECG or NEDCO district within which the installation or the facility falls. There are a series of tests that needs to be conducted on a completed electrical installation. Now, on the basic test form, such values are recorded under the test values for electrical installation. Now, the series of tests include polarity tests, continuity tests, insulation resistance tests, and earth electrode resistance tests. With polarity, what you are required to do is to indicate whether the polarity is satisfactory or not. So if the polarity is satisfactory, you take here, and if it is not, you take accordingly. When it comes to continuity, you are expected to test continuity of circuit protective conductors. And when you do, and it's satisfactory, you take satisfactory, otherwise you take accordingly. So on continuity of ring or final circuits, you are required to test for continuity of both live and the neutral cables to ensure that they are continuous. A low reading, as you know, is an indication that there's no break in the circuit. Now, insulation resistance test. With the insulation resistance test, you are required to test between live conductors and earth and live conductors and neutral. If it is a single phase, you are required to test between live and neutral, and then live and earth, and between the neutral and earth. For a three-phase system, you are required to test between all phases and neutral, and then all phases and earth, and between the earth and the neutral. Type of protection, you are required to state the type of protective devices inside your distribution board, a consumer unit, or a distribution panel. You have to state whether they are made of fuses, MCB, MCCB, RCD, or RCCB. If it is an RCCB, you are required to state the sensitivity of the RCD, which is normally in milliamps, and then the rating of the RCD, which is normally in ampage. Earth. You are required to indicate the type of earth electrode that has been used, whether it is an earth rod, is an earth mat, or other. If it's any other, you specify. The other could be an earth mat or a combination of earth rod and earth mat. Continuity of earthen conductor. You are required to test the continuity of the earthen conductor that connects the earth bar to the earth electrode and record the value accordingly. Now, the earth electrode you have buried, you are also required to test the earth electrode using your earth electrode resistance tester and record the value accordingly. You are also required to state the proposed meter location within the premises. Amount charged. The inspector is supposed to indicate the amount that the CUWP has paid him for his service, and then the customer will sign against it accordingly. Now, after going through the inspection and test process, if the inspector is satisfied that the facility meets the minimum requirement of the law, he passes the installation. Otherwise, he fails and recommend remedial actions to be taken. Now, if the installation is passed, the inspector is expected to fill the declaration part of the form accordingly. Here, the inspector writes his name in full, he writes his contact details, his address, he dates it, and he writes his PIN number, and then stamp and sign it accordingly. For official use, this portion is for official use only, and it is to be taken care of by the electricity company or the NEDCO. In summary, you can obtain the basic test form from the Energy Commission's website, and then make sure that the details of client you indicated on the form A is same as on the basic test form. On details of the installation, you are required to indicate whether it's a domestic, commercial, or industrial, and then to indicate the location where the facility is located, and then the ECG or NETCO district within which the facility falls. You are required to carry a series of tests from polarity test, continuity of circuit protective conductor, continuity of ring or radial circuit, and then insulation resistant test and your earth electrode resistant test, and record the values accordingly. So on fees, as I mentioned earlier, the electrician is expected to indicate the amount charged, and then the payee signs accordingly. Whether the electrical installation passes or fails, the inspector is expected to fully fill the declaration part of the basic test form, stamp and sign. In the subsequent videos, we will take you through how to fill the Form C. This brings us to the end of how to fill the basic test form. Until then, bye-bye.